You hear the screeching of an owl, you hear the wind begin to howl. You know there's zombies on the prowl. And it's terror time again. They've got you running through the night. It's terror time again. And you just might die of fright. It's a terrifying time.
Hello everyone. In today's video we're coming back at you with a brand new map mod set in Riverside, or at least to the south of it. About time this region of the map got an expansion mod. Given most of the other major regions have a mod of their own to expand them, such as Rosewood, West Point, and March Ridge, this mod adds a new city called Trelai and is created by Big C Malone, a play on Bugsy Malone. This new map mod is quite massive, and before we dive in, I'd like to thank Kato for her lovely work on today's thumbnail. Be sure to check her out. I'd like to ask you to support the content as well if you enjoy it. Now let's begin with our first point of interest, shall we? I figured of all the places to start, one of the two available spawn locations, and the only one that's pretty much a fixed spawn, seemed like the logical first hotspot to cover, right? Let's hop right in with the Trelai Academy and get our Zomboid U education on. When you spawn in, you'll be in the dorms, and there's quite a few rooms and areas they hit here, in just this one building alone. But that's not all. This academy is located on the far south end of the expansion, and adds over a dozen buildings in this one campus alone, both big and small. And given that this is a school, this place is a great opportunity to get ahead of big and small bags, as well as watches, food, drinks, weapons, and more. You need hardware? Check out the mechanics building on the more western side of campus. Need a base? Well hey, consider the dorms themselves, which have a sizable amount of liquor and random supplies. I must also say this place looks pretty damn nice. Some good modeling and tile work on display here. Honestly, it makes sense to make this place a steady spawn point, as if you choose this to be your first introduction to the city, it's a nice little intro to the style and building designs that will be on display throughout the mod. Now let's jump into our next locale of interest I want to show off, shall we? Have you ever wanted to see what an unfinished amusement park looks like during the zombie apocalypse? I sure hope so, because that's what you're getting here. Half-finished coasters, an unfinished pirate swinging ship, a bare-bones go-kart track. Only parts of this place are finished, like the arcade called Arcadian, which has a ton of pinball machines, arcade cabinets, and claw games. There's those typical carny games, such as shooting basketball at hoops, that are intentionally oddly shaped so your ball will almost always bounce off. There's snack stands with overpriced snacks just ready to be snagged. And the other part of this little peninsula, why, it's one of the biggest lighthouses I've seen in any of these mods. With like 5 or 6 stories, this place goes straight up into the sky. And if you can't unlock the door, you're gonna have to break it down. While not exactly the greatest of places, it does have a military cot. Some military loot spawns in an interior area, and best of all, this place has an absolutely great view of the surrounding beaches and riverbanks, giving you a bird's eye view of the area surrounding the tower. Kinda makes this a cool potential base. I could see someone taking a sledge to the walls and using the staircase to add in doors, extra rooms, building floors, and building this place into a downright massive fortress. Oh yeah, it'd all be coming together nicely then. Are you looking for boats for your AutoSAR boat mods? Well then you've come to the right place, because the modder did add boat spawn points for the various beach docks, and the Yacht Club is probably one of the best places to come to find them. That and the fact the Yacht Club also comes with a bit of other loot, such as a large ass pile of alcohol, because what goes better than rich assholes, boats, and liquor, right? But that aside, the beach is also a pretty nice place to come due to all the nice modern trailers along the beachfront that you could use to take up as a nice cozy base. Or if you're feeling extra bougie, then right up the beach is a large like resort or whatever, I'm not entirely certain, but it's large, nicely decorated, spawns a good pile of loot, and provides a pretty safe place to base up. and being so close to the beach, you can always come out to fish or grab water, and there's even a pool if you're into that. Though you have to be careful running a generator here, due to the possibility of it using a lot of gas for all the different things you could accidentally power on. But overall, this place is still a pretty dope choice, and beaches are always fun until a surfer zombie drags you under, I suppose, or a zombie shark. That'd be my luck right there. Located dead center, this map expansion is a massive raceway, just perfect for those players who want to gas it up with their friends and see who can pull off the most sick turns and drifts around those tight corners. But that isn't all this place holds. This is probably one of the best bases in the entire map if you're looking for it. First up, this place has 3 gas pumps built into the middle that fully function. That's kick-ass for any base. 2, it's got a full proper 2-story home in the middle of the racetrack. Not entirely sure why, but hey, it's nice for basing up, given it gives you access to a safe kitchen and bedrooms, with them being on the 2nd floor. 3, this place is almost entirely surrounded by high fences, so once it's cleaned out, the zombies only have 1 or 2 ways they can really assault you from, and it'll take them a good amount of time to try to funnel around you, if they can even pathfind their way to you at all. So this place has plenty of space, security, hell, even a variety of resources due to little restaurants, bars, the garages on the western side spawning a bunch of hardware related loot. It's definitely one of the best and most iconic landmarks in the region for sure. Do you like to see major landmarks converted to post-apocalyptic refugee or military camps? Well, if so, you're in luck, because the massive stadium on the west side of the region has been converted to a US military, refugee, or quarantine camp to house people in. I'm leaning towards the latter due to the fact there's multiple tables with dissected people on them, which is something I'm definitely like about this mod as a whole. There's a lot of good environmental storytelling and cool sights and sounds to discover. Now, the stadium itself can make a good place to base up due to the large amount of beds, 2 large kitchens on the 2nd floor, a large armory on the 1st floor with lots of guns, and very limited amount of entrances, that being 2, due to the fact that all the windows have iron shutters on them that the zombies can't break through. But the downside of these 2 entrances is because they can become deadly funnels, trapping you in with the zombies in a fierce brawl for survival. And given that both entrances are protected by security shutters, you'll have to lure a zombie in to get a key for the building, as one entrance has a normal door followed by a shutter, or you have to break the doors down, or open it some other way such as with the better lockpicking mod. So be wary if you choose to base up here unprepared. Are you looking for hardware? If this is the case, then consider heading to the STIFFSTEEL factory located on the southern end of town. This large factory has a decent amount of loot points just waiting to be plundered, with lots of hardware and maybe even a few random food spawns if you get lucky to snag them. Plus, with the large high fences around the lot, with a little extra work, you could secure this place as your own. Though there is a lot of entrances, but you could use these to force zombies in the choke points and maybe even find yourself a little hidey hole in this factory. I think some of these storage rooms with their small shutter gates could make some pretty cool little bedrooms. Just set up a bed in some sort, and boom, you're good to go. Honestly, I only wish it had a 2nd floor, which would definitely give it more tactical value. But hey, overall, it's still a pretty good choice, all things considered. You could definitely do worse than head into the STIFFSTEEL factory and stealing from those stiffs. Overall, I'm a big fan of the map. It's large, expansive, with lots of interesting sights to see, lots of hidden little details all around with plenty of landmarks. Hell, I intentionally didn't cover them all, just giving you some highlights because I want y'all to go out into this map, explore and see what you can find for yourself, if you choose to play it, that is. This map is honestly pretty massive, and having another city in the Riverside region is definitely nice. Now my only real complaint, and it's a real minor one, is that not all of the buildings are on the mini and full-sized map yet. But this is definitely subject to change in the future, and Trelai serves as another fine addition and expansion to the game, and would definitely be a good fit in any person's run that wants more large cities to explore like Louisville, but with new models and landmarks. Before we finish the video, I'd like to thank all of y'all for the support on the content, especially those members that are seen on the screen right now. Y'all's support helps keep me making this content for y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video or stream. Have a good one and stay safe.